Hi students, this is Ms. Oberly with lesson 7-2, dividing monomials. Today by the end of this lesson you will be able to divide monomials with positive, negative, and zero exponents. Alright, so what's really happening when I divide monomials? Well, what's really happening is you are taking two things with the same bases, and when you're dividing, you're truly just subtracting the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. So really this is just like 10 to the 5 minus 2, which would be the same thing as, you're thinking it, 10 to the third. So how do you find the quotient of two monomials? You are going to be trying to group powers with like bases. So let's start here by focusing first on the g's. So I'm going to do g to the third minus g to the first, which is just like minus 1, times h to the fifth, because 5 is in the numerator with h, minus 2, because 2 is in the denominator. So our final answer is g to the second, h to the third. All right, how do you find the quotient of two monomials when we have a power of those monomials? Well, again, you remember power of a power, that just means that this 2 is distributed to each of the numbers. So we have 3 to the second, p to the third times 2, and all over 7 to the second. So that's the same thing as 3 to the second, we know is like 3 times 3, which is 9, and p to the 3 times 2, because we have a power here, is 6, all over 7 to the second is like 7 times 7, which is 49. Can we reduce that any? Well, does 9 go into 49? It doesn't, so we are done. What about anything raised to the 0 power? Well, remember, anything raised to the 0 power, it is 1. So our final answer here is 1. Example 4, find the quotient here. The same is true when we have negatives. Again, we want to find like bases, and in this case, we don't have any like bases, so we just want to focus on eliminating those negatives. And to get rid of a negative, remember, we just move that term, either if it's in the denominator to the numerator, or if it's in the numerator to the denominator. So p to the third is going to stay in the numerator, and that n to the negative 2, to make it positive, we're going to move it to the denominator, and that m to the negative 3, to make it positive, we're going to move it to the numerator, and that is your final answer.